It's Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance in San Diego, joined by Alejandra Sotelo-Solis. She is a councilwoman in National City in the south part of this beautiful county. And I have to say that National City, no doubt, is on the move. Talk to us about some of the exciting developments that are going on in your beautiful city.
So we have several wonderful things happening, as you alluded to. We just did a ribbon cutting for our West Side Infill Transit-Oriented District.
Nice.
It's affordable housing units for about 200 families in National City, but state-of-the-art, LEED certified, beautiful affordable homes in the west side of National City and accessible to public transportation.
Okay.
So we were one of a few communities in the state of California that received cap and trade dollars.
Really?
So really looking at how we can reinvest people's monies, but also too lowering that carbon footprint.
Right,
you know?
Indeed.
And so we were able to receive that funding, improve our housing stock, and get families in.
And it's remarkable because what we know about coastal counties, including San Diego, is that there's a real need for housing at all levels. Affordable housing, but also housing that is affordable.
Exactly, for that area.
Yeah, for that area. And so to think that we still have communities, cities, significant cities in San Diego County that can use infill. I guess you have land where you can build.
Well, you know, National City, we're about 63,000 people in 8 square mile radius, surrounded by freeways, the 805, 5, 94 to the north, and then 54 to the south. And when you look at it, we really have very limited space. But we are very strategic when we have that space. We asked the community, and it was over a 12-year process, which I was proud to be a part of through the San Diego Organizing Project and St. Anthony's Organizing Ministry through the church, Environmental Health Coalition, and many of the residents on the west side who said, we want housing.
So what was there? Did you take something down to build the complex?
It was actually our public works yard, yes.
Really?
And for many years, we had said, well, why not think of something creative? And it's right by our creek. And through brownfield grants through EPA, we received money creatively, again, through cap and trade, through the state, many creative financing through the city staff who were on the forefront of that.
So open? It's open?
It's
ribbon
open.
Cutting? Or
we had a ribbon cutting and families are already moved in.
How many units?
I believe it's 190 units. So we were
able that's for real.
And that's phase 1.
And you have more online?
Correct. We have phase 2 coming in with public park area. We have child development services, again, all coming into that space for our residents of the South Bay, specifically National City.
Right, and what will that do for the city as a financial entity? Because what we know is, while your budget's in pretty good shape, there are always challenges on the horizon, especially when we consider pension costs, when we consider threats by the national government. We'll talk about that in a moment. But do talk to us about how that may help the bottom line and how you're looking to continue fiscal health.
Well, I think when it comes down to how do we balance our budget, we know that 75% of our budget is allocated to public safety. And through our 1-cent sales tax,
which passed
a couple years back and was reallocated by our voters in National City, Prop D. We've been able to allocate those dollars with clean audits for that matter. But not only that, we're thinking, what can we do to maintain those services? So the affordable housing, you know, because of Prop 13, we're limited to the amount of dollars that return back. However, we are thinking creatively of how do we continue to generate revenue in our city, whether that be a parking district, looking at development that creates more revenue, let's say businesses that can come into National City.
Sales tax, restaurants, they're getting popular in light of online sales.
Exactly, we do have Amazon that is coming to National City.
Oh, a distribution center or a store?
A distribution center.
Wow,
so they
that's
are looking.
huge.
They are looking to hire. So we're really looking at creative ways to have those types of businesses come to National City, and we're looking at incentivizing those opportunities as well.
I want to talk about your police force,
Okay.
and we hinted at this issue of the federal government.
Right.
National City is a city of tremendous rich diversity,
We do.
many folks proud Latinos of Latino descent. It's hard to deny that right now there is some anxiety in the Latino community as a result of some of the statements made by the new administration, whether one is documented or not.
Right.
I mean, you're third generation, but be that as it may, there's still some fears and anxieties. Before we talk about Sanctuary City status, I do want to talk about the residents of National City.
Right.
How is everyone doing? Is there an atmosphere of fear, of resilience, persistence, anger, all of the above, none of the above?
Well, as you mentioned, I'm
Right.
third generation from National City, but when it comes to the recent immigrants, which are part of our demographics in National City,
Part of the fabric of the community.
very much so, we have, and not only from Latin American countries, but we have Filipinos, we have Vietnamese, we have a number of
It's
diverse.
interesting you say that because I think there's a perception that all immigrants, documented or otherwise, are of Latino descent. What we know is Latino immigration is actually flat, whereas Asian immigration is up.
Well,
So
really recognizing that immigration and the issues of diversity go beyond just one community, and how we integrate and how we
Right.
really recognize those needs of safe travel to and from a child's school, safe travel to and from a health appointment, safe travel to a grocery store.
And let's talk about that, and that brings us to the question of sanctuary cities, because what we know is there was a well-reported incident of a father who had dropped his child off. This was in the Lincoln Heights area of Los Angeles. That was allegedly a safe zone, dropped off around a school, but then wound up getting picked up by immigration agents. It's a single incident, but your city, I know, is in a bit of a controversy because you were looking to pass a welcoming city ordinance that ultimately some controversy surrounding it, the language that was added and certain language taken away. There are lawsuits pending surrounding it. So help us understand how National City is grappling with this.
So, as mentioned, because of that diversity, I introduced a Welcoming Cities ordinance that was brought to us, really recognizing and following legislation and policy from the Obama administration, which allowed these welcoming cities to possibly be eligible for funding and additional resources for welcoming refugees and immigrants into the community.
The irony is with the new administration, it's the flip.
That did not happen. So when we introduced it earlier this year, we had over 30 speakers from the high school level all the way to the grandmothers, and some people actually exposing themselves for the first time as undocumented immigrants at the council meeting, shedding tears. And at the last moment, there was a change of language, which was provided that day of, and the members of the public did not get access to that.
And in our final moments, I'll let our viewers know there are concerns that may have violated what's known as the Brown Act. There are lawsuits surrounding that. I'd love, Alejandra, if you can come back and we can talk more about what's happening with this issue. Sanctuary city status, welcoming city status, an issue up and down the state. It's an important issue. Her name is Alejandra Sotelo-Solis. She is a councilwoman in the beautiful city of National City, California. We're in San Diego today. My name is Brad Pomerance. It's Local Edition.